Hello and welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you so much for watching. And for today's PokeMMO interview episode, I would like to introduce you to a man that makes you feel a lot safer, especially with those goggles. The thenathanfred. Should I say hello?
Hey there, how's it going?
I'm doing alright. How about you?
Doing well.
Excellent. Alright, Fred, are you ready to dive into the interview?
Yeah, let's get it going.
Certainly. And without further ado, let's go and ask the questions right now. So, Fred, I would like to ask you, how long have you been playing PokeMMO?
So I started playing in 2013, and my computer swiftly broke about, I want to say, 6 or 7 months into playing. So pretty much what I was thinking back then is, oh, oops, this game broke my computer, so I guess I can't play anymore. So I actually dove into the regular games and pursued competitive play.
So, I would like to ask you, speaking about diving to the competitive play, so what activity do you enjoy doing in game? Do you like the competitive scene? Do you like shiny hunting? What sort of activities do you like doing in your pastime on PokeMMO?
So yeah, so I mean, I've been playing competitively for about 16 years. So I mean, technically, I guess that's what I prefer. But recently, I have been doing a lot more shiny hunting. That may be due to the fact that I'm staffed these days, and I can't really play PvP very much on my main account. At least I do play on my alt still, but yeah, I don't know. I've been doing more shiny hunting recently. It's easier to do that and watch the chat and make sure everything's fine and be able to help players out. All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, certainly. And for the person PMing me on Discord, I cannot respond to you right now because I have a guest. So, I'm going to respond to you later. All right, so I'd like to ask for our next question here. Speaking about the competitive scene and shiny hunting and all that, how did you use Weezing as your mascot in game?
So that's actually a funny one. This was back, I want to say, in Diamond and Pearl. I kind of grew to like the shiny sprite for Weezing, and I really wanted to figure out a way to incorporate it into my competitive team back then. Only thing is, back then, Weezing wasn't that competitive. That and the fact that to get a shiny Weezing that was competitive was incredibly difficult because there was no way to change the nature, there was no way to change the IVs back then. So really, the only way was to pretty much hack a shiny Weezing in that was just perfect in all ways. But me personally, I went ahead and shiny hunted a Weezing back then, and pretty much I was just hoping for the best and hoping I could use it in competitive, which turns out I couldn't. But I did get the shiny Weezing, and then I couldn't use it competitively until much later in the series.
So I would like to ask you this. On PokeMMO, the recent addition of reactive gas really did make you happy, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was awesome. I actually used this Weezing that I have right next to me um, competitively before reactive gas, and it actually did okay in OU. Um, but with reactive gas, it's just a totally different animal.
And I know that some viewers are probably going to ask, but would you like to link that for our audience?
Sure. Yeah, let's see. So I like to call this a poor man's shiny breed, but it definitely does the trick for OU.
Wow. All right. And I would like to ask about, okay, nice EVs, max HP, max defense, and yeah, 6 special defense, nice IVs there, bold nature. I'd like to ask you this. So, the name H3CSCH3, what does that name represent? Because I know that some chemists are probably laughing, but I'm curious, what does that name represent?
Yeah, so that name, I was trying to figure out a good nickname for my Weezing, and that's actually the chemical compound that pretty much makes farts smell undesirable.
Wow. All right, there we go. And I'm glad that you said that word and not another word that YouTube does not like. So there we go. But Yeah, thank you so much for the chemical compound. So if you want to make your friends laugh, feel free to type that chemical compound. I would like to ask a more serious question. So when did you aspire to join the staff team?
So that one, that's actually I don't know. That's actually a good question because the main reason I joined the staff team was to specifically help out newer players who probably didn't know where to turn for help. I didn't like the fact that newer players they would have to go ahead and ask the chat for help, and if there was no staff, they may not get the answer they liked, or they may get the wrong answer, or say they needed a trade evolution, especially back before trade Evo items could just be used on Pokemon.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it was a bit dicey if you were newer and say you just spent you overspent on a competitive Pokemon. You made like your first five by 31 comp mon, and you're trying to get it evolved, and you got to trade it to a stranger, and it's a bit scary. So I just wanted to be there for those players.
Right. Although that still has to happen with things like Gengar and Haunter and Kadabra and all that. So
Exactly.
but yeah, I mean, at least with the evolutionary items like the upgrade for Porygon and Dubious Disc for Porygon 2 or Metal Coat for Scyther or Onyx, at least those can be used and you don't need to trade. You can use it just like a regular evolutionary stone. I know that some people probably have their minds blown right now, but the Nathan Fred, thank you so much for reminding me to put out a PSA about that.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Now, what was your most memorable shiny?
That would probably have to be my Ninetales that I have, because that one actually took me over 200,000 encounters.
Wow,
Yeah, so I think I got that one at about 800 hours of shiny hunting, specifically shiny hunting for that one.
certainly. And I would like to ask, can you link that beauty?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, let's see. I'll do that as well. There's the Ninetales.
Oh, you even made it competitive. Timid. Oh, wait.
Oh, actually, no, that's a synced nature.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, that one I'll probably never rebreed just because it's so memorable to me, and I added a bunch of particles to it, and I actually use it for gym runs right now.
oh, that's great. It works all right. I mean, base 26 special attack, not bad. The speed stat, I mean, but it's all right though. Especially for a catch. That's all right. You know,
Yeah,
with drought and all that, that's certainly very nice. And Mount PR. Maybe I'm a little bit old school, but I love using Torkoal for my son because Torkoal is a lot slower and the speed wars and all that. Whoever's the slowest gets their weather
yeah.
set. So yeah,
Yeah, the pretty much yeah, I've gotten bored with that strategy. So pretty much what I've been doing is just playing around with other stuff, and it's not as effective, efficient, but it has added that kind of not thrill, but it's spiced it up again for me, and it's been a good experience just kind of changing up my gym run team.
certainly. And a colleague of mine, the young Cabbage, he actually has a interesting strat where he uses his Entei to help him out with gym runs. So yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
that a lot of people are trying different things with gym runs. So do whatever you feel fits your playstyle for gym runs. As long as you can be able to make that amulet coin timer, you should be good. So
definitely.
yeah, all right.
Yeah,
So
I've been using Entei as well, actually.
yeah, wow, that's nice.
My Entei named Typhlosion.
Wow, I'm curious now. Do you think that Entei is a dog or cat? Because there are a lot of people right now that are debating that very topic. I think that they're dogs because I remember when I was introduced to them back in the day, I used to call them dogs. But there are some people that are saying that they're cats. Where do you stand?
You know, I've been playing for a very long time, and ever since I was little, I also called them dogs. So I'm gonna call them dogs.
Yeah, certainly. But we can all agree about one thing, and it's that they are beasts. So that's something that everybody can agree on. But I think that they're dogs because they're really adorable and I just think of Entei's like the one dog you can throw a bone and you can catch. Actually, Entei, you can kind of see a little bit of a Scottish Terrier a little bit because the small mouth, and you can see that. Raikou I can see as like a German Shepherd, and then the Sweet Coon I can see as a Dalmatian minus the spots. If you know the dog breeds, you can probably look at that and you can see that it might look like that. Now, Sweet Coon has a little bit more hair, but, besides that, I think that those are the dog breeds that probably match up with those three dogs, in my personal opinion. But, anyways, enough of that. I would like to ask about you. So, what was your most memorable moment in game, Nathan?
My most memorable moment, I would probably say, was the first time I downloaded PokeMMO and I finally got it all working, and I just started playing the game. It honestly blew my mind when I started to go through the playthrough, and there was other players right next to me running around, and I believe that was about 11 years ago. I believe you could have a follower sprite back then, if
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
correct.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought it was just amazing. Like I could have my follower behind me, and you could kind of like right now, you could kind of show off your favorite Pokemon, and you could chat with people, and just right out in the open, you could trade with people. It was crazy. It was a cool experience.
Certainly, I agree with that. And I would like to ask a more centralized question to you, speaking about trying to navigate PokeMMO. How did you find PokeMMO in the first place?
That is also a great question because I honestly don't know how I found it, but I would assume it was from a YouTube video because I definitely wasn't too savvy back then, so I definitely needed help kind of figure out how to get the whole game working. So I assume I was watching YouTube videos to figure that out.
Certainly. Yeah, I remember watching the Jay Witz video back in 2013, and I found PokeMMO, and I said, hey, I need to download this game. And I did, and I downloaded PokeMMO. The only problem is that I was a senior in high school, so I had to kind of make sure that everything was doing well with my grades, and I couldn't really be a dedicated player. But then in 2014, when I wanted to go into YouTube, I came on PokeMMO, so there you go. I was like, oh yeah, I remember Pokemon. It's like that one game that was on my computer, so there you go.
Hmm.
Because I didn't want to pay $300 for a capture card on my 3DS. I did not want to do that.
Yeah, it's pricey, man.
Oh yeah, especially right now, especially with the rarity of those capture kits, especially with original hardware. Now, enough about YouTube politics. I have a more important question. Do you have any advice to give for people who want to contribute to Pokemon?
I do. So you definitely don't have to become a staff member to contribute to PokeMMO. So I mean, it really comes down to this. I mean, just be nice to each other, help each other out, create a welcoming environment. You don't have to be overly nice. You just say hi and congratulate total strangers on their recent achievements. Just be happy for each other and help each other out. We're a fairly small community, and we all have the same intention when we're playing this game, which is just to have fun. There's no money to be made. There's nothing. We're taking our free time and investing it in this game. So
The only money to be made are from the content creators. So the content creators,
exactly.
so we worry about that. Speaking of which, if you would like to help me in my ventures here on Pokemon, then feel free to consider joining a YouTube membership, 99 cents a month. I appreciate Fred giving me an open door for my plug. So thank you. So do you have any closing thoughts before we end our program?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the great conversation, and for anyone who's listening, if you see me in the game or you need help, please don't be afraid to reach out. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help, and that's my main goal is just to make sure I'm creating a welcoming environment and everyone feels safe.
Certainly. Yeah, and I think that a lot of staff certainly have the same sentiment as you. So I appreciate your contribution here on Pokemon, and I look forward to seeing more contributions done by you, Fred.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and sign off. This is the Roy Rogers News Channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel, like the content that you see here. And this is Roy Rogers News Channel signing off. Fast, accurate, unbiased. Roy Rogers News.